Well, this model kit review is of the Revell 1/24 scale Porsche 911 Carrera 3.2 Targa, and this is all new tooling, and you can either pick the US or European version. Here's some details about the car and the kit, including dimensions there. Here's some pictures of the finished model. That looks very nice. Very nice indeed. Looks like they even have some decals there for the what do you call those little tags in the engine. Well, let's have a look inside and see what we've got. Lots of sprues here with lots of parts. So let's start off with here with our body, and that is beautifully molded, and looking for mold lines, slight mold lines here, little dimples there will need filling, but otherwise it's actually very nicely molded. And looks like a little indentations there. It's going to need some sanding, so not quite as clean as I had hoped, but not bad. Let's see here, we've got our tires. Now these are very nice. So you can see here, these are stiff vinyl, but they've got nice tread on them. And 4 of them. Now here's our glass, and looks like, take this off here, Targa is actually part of the rear glass, you'll need to paint that. But these are beautifully molded. Look at that nice clean glass there. So that bar, the roll bar, is going to have to be painted, but that's our front windshield. Actually, that's not our front windshield. What is that? There's our front windshield, and there's our rear brake. We've got a little flashing there. There's the brake lights. More lights, headlights here. So I guess they're different versions. Here's the side windows. I guess if you want to have the window down, you'd have only the quarter glass panel there, and then if you want to have them up, you'd have those. But that's actually not bad. Now these sprues here, looks like we've got some parts of the cabin. So I see some seats here. So here's the rear seat bench. Here are our 2 front seats with the backs over there. We've got the roof. Looks like we've got part of our inside of our Targa. It's the roll bar there with some windshield wipers. Interesting molding. Here's our steering wheel. Here are the other seats. So we've got 2 options, and there's our probably part of the central console. Now you've got a left-hand drive and a right-hand drive version. They're both very nicely molded. So let's have a look. I see the floor pan here. So you can see there's a lot of detail here. This is very nicely molded, and not sure what these are for. The backs of other seats, I guess, and part of our engine. Here's our oil pan, an air box there, and part of our suspension. And over here, got some other options here, probably for our rear seats. So over here we have the floor of the cabin, and we've got the inside of our doors. Looks like we've got some wheel hubs there, and then lots of little parts here. We've got some engine parts, windshield wipers there, steering column there, and there's our stick shifts, pedal box, distributor cap. We've got some hoses, probably for the turbo, our axles, rear view mirror, subframe, license plate holder, just lots of nice little parts. It's all going to make it a better model with lots of detail. Let's have a look at our last few sprues here. Okay, here we've got the headlight buckets, two different versions there, our side mirrors, we've got our bumpers. That's actually quite nicely molded, except it's a bit warped, as you can see there, unfortunately. That is our engine cover. Maybe we can bend it back into shape there with a nice grille pattern. And that's our bumper as well there. Here we've got our wheels, the classic Porsche 5-star wheel. And then we've got all of our engine parts. It's very nicely molded. It's a great level of detail here. We've got our, this is our flat 6 boxer. You can see the 6, 3 on each side cylinders there. And here we've got our transaxle. Here we've got our exhaust and muffler system. And then looks like our headers coming off there. Disc brakes. There's the fan because it's an air-cooled engine. More subframe parts. So that's a lot of detail there. We do have some decals. I see them sticking out, and decals there for our seats, as well as mirrors. It's all odd there. And then the decals for our instrument panel, dashboard, different license plates depending which one you want. And then all the different little details that go on the side, including the logos and so on. But as I said earlier, these are the tags or notifications that sit inside the engine bay. Let's have a look at our instructions. So let's have a look and see the colors. Here we go. Here are the colors needed. And there are various numbers. And then those as well there. Okay, here's the parts listing. All parts listing there. Don't need all of that. Okay, so we start off with our engine. And as we put the engine together, we finally mount that into the engine bay onto the chassis, and then axles, subframe, suspension parts go on. There's our exhaust, and then our wheel hubs go on. There's the steering rack there, and we've got our gas tank and all the other subframe parts going on. Now we're looking at building the inside of the engine bay with all the hoses and pipes, and here's the airbox, air intake. Here we're building the cabin, so you're going to do left-hand drive or right-hand drive. You'll then put the pedal box on that side, and all the details for the inside. We've got our seats, two different versions depending on which type you're going to build, and put the doors on there, and then left-hand drive, right-hand drive for our dashboard as well. And then once we have finished the cabin, we're then going to do the body. So we'll have to see what that's for, that drilling that little hole there. put our engine cover on there and then mount everything onto the body. We've got the little details going onto the body there, and depending on what version you pick, you're going to paint the blinker light different colors. We've got European and US headlights, and then there's our rear bumper, and it also depends on which version you're going for. So let's see here. Decals going on the engine bay, we talked about that, and then the rest of the rear bumpers. So there's the US version here and the European version there. So that's what those things are for, actually, as part of the bumper. And we do our little side mounted parts here. Not really sure what that's actually for. Maybe part of our brake light systems. And then we're mounting our tires and wheels. And then we're doing our glass, as well as the Targa bar and the rear glass there. And then there's the options, like we said, if you want to just do with the windows down or windows up. And then you also got your rear windshield wiper. And then final little details for the doors, and here is the decal and paint guide. So I guess those are all the different options then to paint the car. And that's about it. That's a very detailed model, very nicely made, and a great level of detail.